anything about a Mocha Fest.
Oh, you didn't?
That's actually my first time
Dude,
hearing about that, and I'm black, so I'm disappointed in myself for that.
I feel pretty good about it. I've definitely been known about it since college. I just didn't think that I was allowed to go.
Since college.
Yeah,
Well, guess what? We're on. We're rolling.
Yikes.
Hey everyone, welcome again. Yo, welcome. What's up? This is episode 3 of the Middle Ground Podcast. I'm your boy HL. I got my boy Alec in the building.
What's up?
We are in a new spot. We coming to you not live from Modern Manor. He said it was Manor, not Manor, even though it's spelled that way. So,
Fun.
very fun stuff. So, dude, I mean, right before we was starting, you was telling me about, because you sent me this. So Alec is, if y'all go back to the first episode, and pretty much any episode we've had, he has always expressed his love for black women. So I appreciate that. I mean,
all women, but yeah.
Well, we know,
100%.
yeah, we know it's a preference thing, and there's nothing wrong with that, because only because I had to check, make sure it wasn't a fetish. It wasn't. At least I'm still checking them though, just to make sure. But he sent me this. So you sent me this post on social media.
There's Mocha Fest, which I've known about since I was in college. And it's basically this wild ass party in Jamaica with just like a bunch of beautiful black women and basically a bunch of black dudes. And so I would always watch it and be like, is there a white guy in the crowd at all? I had to Google to see if I was allowed to go. And I am.
He is allowed to go.
And I'm going.
Dude, when is it normally held? I didn't even know about this at all. I mean, not that I'm not trying. I got a girl, so I want her to be thinking like, oh, you trying to figure out where it's at?
100%.
Although she might try to go. I mean, shit.
It looks like a fun party. Yeah, 100%.
It looks like that video you sent me. I don't know if that's what you was looking at though. I don't know if it was the party you were looking at.
No, that's 100% what I was looking at. But it's like I said, it'll be a bucket list. It's fine.
It's a bucket list thing. Oh, but you know what that reminded me of? It kind of reminded me of that girl you were telling me about. She was telling me about some lady who like hit you up.
Oh my God.
She gave you her number and everything like that.
Girls are the worst, and it doesn't get better when they get older. So
He said that, not me.
Work at a dispensary, as you well know. And so I have direct contact with people, and this like gorgeous older black woman comes in, and I'm laying it on kind of thick because I'm in my mode. I'm showing her all the edibles, doing all that stuff. And
eat this girl.
Our friend Pat, you know Pat, is right next to me. He told me he was Arthur angry fisting the whole time because wait,
hold on, sorry. What? Arthur angry fisting? What the hell?
That's a meme. That's a meme. There where Arthur's just like pissed.
Oh,
angry
the Arthur.
fisting
Okay.
right here. So
like, what?
I love that I dad explained though. That's perfect. All right, so I'm sitting there. I'm like, this lady is definitely feeling what I'm putting out there, but I also don't want to hit on patients. It's kind of like a weird thing.
Can I stop you right there? I'm so glad you said that, because there was something that I'm not gonna stop your story. We're gonna get back to it. But I was thinking about that the other day, and I said, why do we say we're hitting on someone when we're flirting with them? Like, where did that statement come from?
I don't know, but I was
like,
definitely hitting on her. 100%.
Like, we need to find that out, dude, because I feel like there's a lot of times when we just say things and we don't even know like where they came. Like, that actually sounds pretty horrible if you were to say like, I'm hitting on her. Like,
well, if you take the word on out, then it's way bad. But yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, there's definitely, who knows where that came
still
from.
feel like you can hit on, so like you can still hit, like, I guess you can still say they're hitting on them, but I see what.
So anyway, I was hitting on this old black lady, right?
Anyway.
She was gorgeous, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna shoot my shot. She literally took the initiative and shot her shot, or so me and Pat thought, where she literally goes, she like fumbles with her phone, flips up to her Instagram, shows me her Instagram profile and says, here, notice, and I won't say her screen name on here, but I'll just say the beginning part was Ms. _ whatever, right? And she goes, emphasis on Ms. Yo, at 47, if you're shooting your shot like that, like to me as a 35-year-old, you either you want to fuck or you don't, right? Like no games.
You know what you want. Like, you know what you're on.
No game should be being played here. I'm not gonna have to like text. So what do? Later that night, I message her. I slide into the DMs and say, hey, great meeting you. Loved our energy. We should grab drinks sometime. Send her my number. She then pulls like some 22-year-old girl bullshit. She waits like 2 days to follow me. Then she waits
It's because Dick don't run her.
Right. She waits 4 days to respond, and her response was, I totally agree. Loved the energy. Unfortunately, I'm in a committed relationship. Otherwise, it would be a definite go. Now, at least give me the opportunity to fuck it up. So then I start tripping out, and I'm like, then I start Googling my name. I'm like, yo, is something wild coming up? If you like Google me or something, like, what the fuck? I didn't even have a shot. So she
did you respond back to that?
I liked that. I just double tapped that and liked it, and then that was it. And I'm
just left her on red.
100%. And I'm not gonna unfollow her either because she looks fantastic. And you know what? I'm not gonna burn that bridge.
I think she just used you for a follow.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Use me.
Use me.
You know who you are.
He sounds desperate.
You know who you are. 100.
Use
Listen,
me, girl.
life's short.
It is short. Was she short?
Kind of. She's a professional pole dance instructor. 47. Yeah.
Sir.
100%.
I see why you was.
Yeah. 100%. Do whatever you want
So
to
I'm
me,
assuming
lady.
she has training videos on her page, right?
I mean, yeah, she shows her skills. Keep getting them. We'll call her Ms. Parker, just for
Miss Parker,
okay?
Miss Parker.
Please, Miss Parker. And yeah, but she just wanted the little likes and whatever, so it's fine.
I mean, she got her likes or whatever.
But
I mean, it is what it is. Shit happens. Just like, did you get in on that DoorDash glitch?
no.
Did you even hear about it?
No.
Please tell me what?
No, I didn't hear about this.
Dude, okay, so
I'm dieting, bro. I can't be doing DoorDash.
I mean, why not? They got healthy shit on there. They got
Not that I
got
want.
vegan plate. They got a whole vegan category.
That was my rock bottom when I had 3 separate meals DoorDash to me in one day. And I was like 360 pounds. I couldn't move. I'm like, no.
No, disagree. I disagree. Hold on. Now, let me ask you. You said 3 different times. Is this breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Or is this like 3 back to back to back?
It was like lunch, pre-dinner, and then like a late supper. And it was gargantuan meals. One of the meals was a deep dish Chicago pizza that I ate myself.
Oof.
Listen.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not gonna sit here in front with you. I had moments like that, but I'm not gonna talk about them because it's just
It's fine.
we don't need to talk about those things. Those
That's
are bad.
not even close to the most shameful thing I've done. So I'm fine with that.
True, I feel you on that. But with that being said, so yes, DoorDash had a glitch where basically it was not accepting a payment. It was basically you could just push the order through.
You could get food?
You could get food for free. The payment method was messed up.
When was this?
This was I think it was right around the 4th of July. It was
That's
right
fucking
around that. It was
bullshit.
either the next day after the 4th or something like that. It happened like that weekend though, bro.
My cheat day was 4th of July.
Now hold on.
That's
You're gonna be
fucking
really
bullshit.
mad. Now hold on, no. You better be glad you didn't get in on it because people just went nuts, right? People started ordering all kinds of shit. Like people was ordering from the alcohol places. They were ordering
100%.
like the most expensive alcohol, ordering like 10 bottles.
As you should.
Of like 5 different.
If there's a glitch, it's all about loopholes.
Yeah, I understand that, but when that glitch is fixed, remember that your card is attached to that account. So, within like a couple days,
That fun was over real
that
quick.
phone was over real quick, and people were in the negatives because people were legit getting like. There was one guy who got like over $1,000.
Yeah, but
that
you know
he
what?
rung up.
How dope are those 2 days where he didn't have to pay for that booze?
That's not dope at all, because it came back to bite you in the ass. Now, here's what I would say. If you got away with it, because some people were doing shit like they were canceling their cards.
Yeah, that's how I got like 4 video games. I used to rent them, and then I would cancel my credit cards immediately.
Damn.
So I got like 4 Call of Duties for $1.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Just speaking of that, you remember when they did when they used to do the 10 CDs for a penny through the
Yes,
mail?
that's Sam Goody.
Totally felt. Sam Goody, I was doing it through the mail.
A warehouse and Sam Goody did it through the mail where it was
Oh,
like
okay.
you could get like cassettes and shit. Yeah.
I totally did that shit. I got the CDs. But it was a total scam, and I don't remember exactly what the scam ended up like ultimately being.
Was
like
it like
how
the-
it was getting you, but it was basically I was like, it's not gonna go on my credit. They take like no information.
Was it like the Girls Gone Wild scam?
There was a scam with that?
Well, it wasn't
What?
really a scam. It was more like we were like 16 and 17 years old and didn't know how to read fine print. And so you'd secretly order. You could get the first Girls Gone Wild tape delivered to you, so I've heard, for free. And then so you'd get
So
the
he
first
heard.
Girls Gone Wild tape for free, right? And you had a great month, right? You're giving it to your
great
buddies.
month.
You're like handing it around. You got Girls Gone Wild. This is pre-iPhone porn. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know. This was definitely when you had to like.
What you
Get hard
didn't
copies of
read in
things.
the small print. is, it is a recurring subscription. So next month you get Mardi Gras, and then the month after that you get spring break, which is fine and dandy if you're not a 16-year-old living at your parents' house. And the next month you get a $29.99 subscription charge that says Girls Gone Wild.
And now your dad's getting in trouble.
100%. Now, again, I go back to how great was that month, though? It was fantastic. Was it worth me being grounded, or someone I know being grounded? 100%.
Okay, I will say that is worth the grounding, because you're just getting grounded.
In 2002, you know how a Girls Gone Wild tape, that's like prison cigarettes. I could have traded so much for that. Need homework done? I'll let you borrow this Girls Gone Wild spring break.
That's crazy. Which is funny because it really wasn't nothing but titty showing. And I was just like...
In 2002, that was the best.
I mean, okay, maybe for if you're into that, don't get me wrong, they're very close second, but I'm an ass man. Like, I want to see cakes. Well, I wasn't, that to me wasn't, and they weren't even really that big most of the time.
I'm an ass man now that I'm an adult. Now that I'm an adult. When I was a kid,
you were a typical white boy.
100%.
White boys love titties.
And then I saw, yeah.
It's like, I'm going to be honest with you. I really feel like that's a cultural thing. I feel like white guys tend to love titties. And men of color are more into, we've always been into ass. Like,
as I've gotten older, I'm definitely more of an ass guy. Marry the ass by the tits is the saying. Marry the ass by the tits.
Wow. And who told you that?
Another anonymous white person.
Oh, cool, great. Okay, well, you know what dude, okay, so did you go and listen to, I have to talk about this because now it's been on my mind, and people were talking about it, like when it first came out, obviously we gotta wait for the dust to settle. Did you ever go listen to that new Drake album?
Yeah, it's garbage. I have to fast forward to the very bottom, the very last one with 21 Savage.
Okay, well, go ahead and give me your little synopsis. You seem like you got it all, like, really, I'm gonna have to give you a little bit more, but.
Here's the deal, I'm not gonna say I shouldn't say it's garbage. If you like that like Latin pop style dance music, which a lot of people do, then you're gonna love that album. I think. Okay? But I don't like that. I like hip hop, and so I like one song off that. And it's the very last one.
With 21 Savage.
Yep, 100% it is.
Okay. Is that what you got?
Yeah, that's
it. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna talk about this because
and Drake, I'm pissed that he blames us for not liking it.
That's exactly how I was going to start this. I'm so glad you mentioned that because that's exactly how I was going to start this. So Drake says that we're like behind, like, oh, we understand that you ain't catch up yet. First of all, nigga, you're insulting my intelligence with that. Like, don't get me wrong, I like you, Drake. I like your music. You're a great artist, but I feel like you're insulting people's intelligence by making it seem like we don't listen to other kinds of music. It's like, here's the thing, bro. I've listened to that whole album. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've heard every style that he had on every song, like every different style that he had, I've heard songs like that. The difference is that sometimes it's done really well. It's a fine line with that kind of music. It can be done really well or it can end up being trash. And in this case, it was trash. I mean, I hate to say that, but it just was a miss. But here's the thing, with that being said, Drake has been out for a long time. Yeah. So he's gonna be, I don't care what nobody tells you, there's no artist that's gonna have a long career in music and not have a shitty song or shitty albums or something like that. It's going to happen.
Yeah, because but none of them blame, Dr. Dre didn't blame us when the Aftermath flopped. You know what I mean?
True, I don't think he blamed us per se. I think he was just trying to make an excuse for people not liking it, and I think it was just a way to kind of brush it off because it's like passing the buck. It's like, well, you guys didn't like it. It's because it's like something wrong with you. Kind of like what T-Pain was saying about Chris Brown. I don't know if you saw that, but he was basically saying that Chris Brown had like a princess complex, where if somebody doesn't like something about what he's doing, it's because it's something wrong with you and not something wrong with him.
It's like a narcissist.
Is that, I mean, people throw that word. Honestly, I kind of don't even really know the real definition of that anymore. And I know it sounds, I know like the kind of the basic definition, but people use that word so fucking much now. Like true. Everybody's he's a narcissist. I'm like, no, he's just fucking nuts.
By the way, speaking of T-Pain random, did you see that he confirmed that he credits himself with giving Akon the idea to use his brother as a body double? Akon used to have...
I know that he said something about the body double. Yep. He didn't say, I didn't know that he said he gave him credit for it.
Yeah, he was like, I told him to do that. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. We might have to fact check that, but I saw that.
I did see what you're talking about, but I didn't know that he was taking credit for that. I thought he was just
He
saying
was like, I
something that
invented
Akon did.
body doubles. I started body double. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. There was a few things that T-Pain said this week that I was like, got him in a little bit of hot water a couple times.
I have a question that I need your input on.
Oh, snap.
And it's hip hop related.
Okay, let's do it.
Did you see, Double XL covered it, but did you see the clip of the Roddy Ricch concert where the entire concert, let's just say 10,000 people,
said nigga,
dropped every word of his song?
Yes, of course I did.
I have something to say, but I want to know your opinion on that.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. So that one was a hard one. I'm not gonna lie. I watched the video.
That one's tough. I did not tell him I was gonna ask him that either. So
I will say this. I did watch the video.
Okay.
To me, so I used to make music myself. So I've been on stages and stuff like that. I will tell you this. It's kind of cool as shit to have people just singing every word of your song.
Right.
Like, it's super fucking cool. Like, if you never had that feeling where you, like, made a song and, like, people know it word for word and, like, say it passionately, that shit is dope. So from that standpoint, I was looking at it and I was like, wow, that's really cool. The afterthought was everybody in that crowd just said, nigga.
Yeah, and it was like I'd say 90%.
And I will say, when I looked out at the crowd, it looked like a sea of cream. So I didn't see too much brownness going on. So I don't know. I feel like in a concert setting, it's gonna happen. I feel like it's different because it's not really something you can control. You can't control it per se.
Not a malicious thing.
And also, these rappers put it in the songs. Like, you put it in the songs, people are gonna sing along with it. And I don't even think that. Now, don't start getting crazy, white people. I'm not saying to just go around and start singing all the N-words and songs, but I will say this. If they put it in the songs, I think a lot of times people are just singing along to it. I
100%.
don't think they're necessarily saying like, nigga and nigga and nigga. Like, I don't think they're doing that, but sometimes, see, this is where you gotta watch them. Sometimes it's questionable.
Yeah.
So this is why I would say, in an open setting like that where at that point, everybody's fucking doing it. So who's getting mad at who, really?
Right. No,
but if you're amongst your friends, white people, if you're amongst your friends of color and their song comes on, you just watch yourself or
100%.
know your friends.
So as a white guy who is old enough to, like, I grew up in the 90s, I grew up with hip hop. These kids today are getting too damn comfortable.
You sound like old.
I do sound old, but you know what?
Shit.
They're too damn comfortable. This generation is too damn comfortable. I grew up. You know who's really good at knowing rap lyrics? Suburban white kids, because we have to pick up little cues, right? So all of a sudden I hear trigger, bigger, jigger, fick. I know it's coming. And if I'm rapping along with the music, I'm conscious of that. So I grew up self-editing myself. Did it slip sometimes when I'm in my room singing to Biggie? Yes, I probably sang all the words, you know what I mean? But around people, no. And I will tell you, one time at band camp. So one time at American Junkie, if you remember that club here in Old Town Scottsdale, no. Mike Jones performed. That
definitely dates that place now.
Mike Jones performed live. I was drunk. All of us were Roddy Riching it, right? We're singing. I forgot to self-edit, and I'm standing next to big, huge black guy. Makes me look small. We made eye contact. He kind of gave me the don't worry. He like probably read my face like, uh-oh, what did I just fucking do?
Scared shitless.
100%. But here's the deal. But for the rest of the night, I fucking censored myself. I was just, like you said, I'm singing along to the words. Like, it was one of those things. But me as a white person, I think we're allowed in hip hop, right? It's always that conversation of like, you know, that what's his face that doesn't think white people should be in hip hop or guests in hip hop or whatever. Who's the dude that's always on Vlad? He was in Oz. He was
fuck if I know. You'd
I'll
have to show me a video, but he said that?
Yes. So
that's weird.
That we're guests in hip hop and all this. Now, my thing is, I don't think we're necessarily guests, but hip hop is historically black music, right? Mm-hmm. I think the least we, as in white people, can do that are involved in the hip hop culture is fucking not say that fucking word. You know what I mean? That's the smallest admission pass that we can do. That's why I don't fuck with, I love New York drill, but you've got Max the Demon out there who's this white Crip, and he's dropping the N-word, and it's like, I don't fuck with that. That's one thing as a white...
But I'm gonna be honest with you, I also don't know who the fuck he is, so that's probably part of it.
Yeah, but
he's probably keeping him, but I'm saying he's keeping himself limited because 100%. People aren't gonna fuck with you. You can't take that mainstream. He's not gonna be able to take that mainstream. He just won't. No. So that's why I'm like, I don't know who he is.
Kids are spoiled these days because they're getting too damn comfortable, and I'm like, you didn't grow... Not enough kids have been robbed at gunpoint or punched in the mouth. That's my quote right there. You know what I mean? It's like, these kids don't know. Same thing with this weed. Same thing with weed. I hit some very cheap wax before we got here, by the way. Compo wax, shout out to you. It's like $10, right? I'm high. These kids today are so spoiled. They're like growing up with 17 different types of strains. You know what strains I had when I was starting in 2001, 13, 14? We had Chronic and Mersh. And most of the time, it was what I called Windex brick. It was Mexican brickweed. It smelled like Windex. I smoked PCP when I was 13 on accident. But that's the toll that you should pay being a 13-year-old smoking weed. You shouldn't have options. You should accidentally smoke PCP like we did.
What?
Just 13-year-olds getting wet. You know what I mean? It's fine.
Oh my God. But when they say training day, it's so wet.
I'll tell you what.
I didn't smoke it, you did.
I definitely, I didn't realize what was happening. Our faces were tingly and shit. I didn't realize till my mom drug tested me, and then PCP showed up.
You're fucking nuts. You accidentally smoke PCP. Shit, I don't. Awesome. That's ridiculous, bro. Oh, speaking of music, I know we're talking a lot about music, but there's so many things you branch off with that. I mean, I really do feel like there's a lot of things. And one of the things that I did want to bring up, I don't know, there was a video of Method Man. He was talking about how he had a bad encounter with Destiny's Child back in the day.
Okay. The original Destiny's Child with all four members?
He told a story. So basically the story was, it started with the original four. He had met them. He was already famous. Remember, he was famous before Destiny's. Damn, now that you think about it. Method Man was famous way before Beyonce was.
Hell yeah.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, so I guess he said he had met him before. He saw him over in, a spot. It was like an award show or so. It was for Janet Jackson. Or he did something else. And then the next thing, fast forward, they were down to 3 members. They had Michelle, Beyonce, and Kelly. He said,
shout out Kelly.
He hype. So I guess that the first thing, he tried to say hi to them, and they didn't hear him. So they never responded to him. Because he was like, hey, what's up? And they never said anything to him. But he said it was loud as shit. He was like, thinking back, it was really loud in there. And that's most likely what it was. Because fast forward to this other show where it's just 3 members, he said that they got introduced, like physically was like, hey, this is Method Man, Destiny Child, me Method Man. They stuck out his hand to shake his hand, and he said, nah, get out of here with that Hollywood shit. Like, he straight up said, he straight up said that to Beyonce, Kelly, and Michelle. He said, get out of here with that Hollywood shit, with a straight ass face.
Keep that energy all day. That's why I love Method Man.
Now, with that being said, though, he said that he was so fucked up for that. And this is why I use this story to say this. People can change. And when people, and I got a few different ways that I could take this. Okay, now let me get into this real quick. One of the things that he said was he was going through the most he had the lowest self-esteem in his life. In that part of his life. Okay. At that point in his life, he was at the lowest point in his life, dealing with low self-esteem and all kinds of shit. So he was basically angry at the world, and he admitted that. He openly admitted that, and he even apologized. Like, he said, Kelly, Beyonce, Michelle, I apologize for saying that. Like, he did this on video. To me, that was commendable because it's been years since this happened. He didn't have to acknowledge. He could have let that shit just get swept under the rug and just played it cool. But the fact that he brought it up and said something and then even apologized for it, I thought was super dope because we live now in a time where everything that you say in the past can come back and bite you in the ass in your future. And I feel like to a degree, that's wrong. To a degree.
Sounds like he's bored.
It sounds like who's bored?
Method Man.
How is he bored? He's working his ass off right now.
It also shows that Method Man's just like us, where he probably got super high one day and was like, fuck, remember that one time 10 years ago when I introduced myself? Like, I bet they haven't thought of that. I don't know how it came up.
He was in an interview doing something with somebody. Actually, I think it might have been the background. It kind of looked like he was at that barbershop show that like LeBron had for HBO.
Oh, yeah.
It was like that. It looked like that.
Okay.
So I don't know if he's shooting another season of that or what. But I wanted to bring that up just because people, stop bringing up people's old ass shit trying to destroy them today, especially if that person has changed. If that person is still showing the same shit, then hey, it is what it is. You fucked yourself. But
especially with that mindset, like I was thinking about it, with the cancellation mindset, right? Mm-hmm. The only people...
I think we'll get canceled at some point.
Or 100%.
Or they'll try.
Cancelable as shit. But the only people that are uncancelable are the ones that fully embraced their shitty past. Like, okay, here's an example. If you're an ex-neo-Nazi and then you reform yourself and now you are... helping the homeless, anti-gang stuff, you've clearly turned your life around, or the other, ex-gang member, whatever.
Right.
Everyone on all sides acknowledges how great that is. They're like, look at this guy that used to be a fucking monster and now he's doing good work. Nobody cancels him for that. In fact, they actually kind of look at his past as like almost a medal of honor. If you were like, look at how terrible he was and now look at how great he was. Mm-hmm. And they're fine with that. Yet if a normal ass person said one off-color thing
okay, I see what you're saying.
10 years ago, now that person is the worst person ever. They were never a racist, they were never any of that. It probably just said some little off-putting joke, and now they're the fucking worst. It's like, so that person is worse than the American History X skinhead,
But I don't even think it should be on levels. I mean, at the end of the day, we're human. I'm like, you guys don't ever have dark humor. Like, you never say. But here's where I say the mistake. This is where the mistake comes in. I feel like people get way too comfortable with sharing shit on social media. I feel like there are certain things that you should definitely keep in your circle,
100%.
Especially if it's a joke. I'm not saying if that's how you really believe, like if you're really racist for real. I'm not saying like, oh, keep that racism alive. No, but I'm talking about like if you're just like if you say some dark humor or some shit like that.
But by all means, keep that bullshit racism alive, because then we'll know who to avoid. You know what I mean? You say some stupid shit,
true. A lot of people do
know.
that. Yeah, they do that pseudo racism now. Yeah. They do that pseudo racism now. But basically, what I'm saying is some people just put that shit on fucking social media, and I'm like, it was funny to you and your friends.
Right.
It wasn't funny to the other thousands of people that are probably going to see this.
There's locker room jokes. Read the room.
Exactly.
You know
Read the fucking room.
There's context. Yeah. 100%.
Like, do you feel like, okay, so if you were having a private conversation with somebody, like via text or something, and then they posted it.
If you posted any of my conversations, I would be immediately canceled. My group chat
But you
alone.
see what I'm saying? But would 100%. You feel some type of way about that?
Yeah.
Exactly. So the reason why I brought that up is because it kind of made me think about that situation with Doja Cat right now. And I don't know if you saw this. And the only reason why I'm speaking on this because it seems pretty ridiculous that people are coming at Doja Cat right now.
Doja Cat too.
You love Doja Cat, right? Who doesn't love Doja Cat?
Just her energy. She's dope.
Right. Okay. So she slid into the DMs of one of the dudes from fucking Stranger Things. It's one of the, I forget, Noah Schnapp.
Wait, like the kids?
They're 17 and 20 and all of that. They're not kids, bro.
How old's Doja Cat?
Doja Cat's like 20 something. Now, I will say this. She slid into the DM of Noah Schnapp, who's 17, but she wasn't hollering at him. She was saying, hey, how do I get a hold of the other guy? There's another guy on this show that he's like the darling of season 4 right now.
And
it's like all the people are going crazy about this guy. So I guess Doja Cat is too. And she was thirsting after him. And she was basically like, how do I get a hold of him? I can't get a hold of him. And
is he legal though? No.
Yeah, he's over 18. I think he's like 21 at least.
Oh, all right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, nothing is wrong here. She was just basically going through his friend. She's like, hey, I can't get to him. How do I get a hold of him?
Yeah, but if like Drake slid into an underage girl's DMs.
Stop.
And asked for her friend stuff.
This is not but we all know that and I hear what you're saying, but we live in a double standard society.
100%.
So if we're going to live in a double standard society, keep the same energy. It's not a man. And so that's not what happened. What happened was that she wasn't even hollering at him at all. She wasn't even like remotely hitting on him. She hit him up like a friend. Is there something wrong with an older person talking to someone who's a few years? He's like 20. She's like 20. I don't give a fuck. But he's 17 years old in Hollywood, bro.
No,
like,
I mean,
it's not like he's this fucking...
Listen, I lost
child
my-
stuck at home.
I lost
Now-
my innocence at 17 to a 21-year-old. I get it. I knew exactly what I was doing.
Right.
But still,
Come on. Are
no,
you
I guess
serious?
not. I mean, I wouldn't mind. It's just, I guess.
To ask you how to get a hold of somebody else who's of age?
No, I guess the only reason I'm asking these questions is because if it was reversed and it was a dude in Hollywood, it would be all over.
But see, that's the point. I see, and that right there is when I feel like people are trying to argue for the sake of arguing. That's not what happened. If we're gonna talk about the situation, talk about the situation. And the situation was she hit him up saying, how do I get a hold of him? He said, hit him up in his DMs. Said, okay, cool. He screenshot that and posted it online. She didn't like that. So she called him out. Now, I watched the video. I actually watched it and she did call him out, but she even said, at the very beginning of the video, she said, I know he's young. I get that he's young. So I'm not gonna fault him. She was like, I'm not saying that this is the kind of person that he is. But she did say that what he did was like some snake shit. Like she didn't really like it. She did express her thoughts on that. And people were really trying to come at her with scenarios like what you're saying. Like, oh yeah, what if? And they were also trying to say that she's like beefing with him and all that. I'm like, how was she? Tell me how she was in the wrong. Somebody like, can you listen to that situation? Tell me how she was
Why
wrong.
couldn't she just go directly to the other guy's DMs?
She couldn't get a hold. I guess she was trying to. I guess she tried, and I guess he doesn't have like his DMs open or some shit like that. So that's why she was just kind of like, oh, let me just message him real quick, get the information on what I need to do, and then go do it. What is it? I really don't understand the issue here.
Listen, let's just be happy for that 17-year-old that had Doja Cat sent to his DMs, all right?
But I mean, he's on Netflix. He's famous. Of course he's gonna have some. I'm sure he has more than just Doja Cat in his fucking DMs.
Still Doja Cat.
I know that, but he's probably had your girl, Megan, on there too. She probably, well, nah.
Oh my God, Megan.
You got a Megan story?
Well, I don't really have a Megan story. I just was making sure that you saw the post that I sent you, I think.
Dude, I don't know what they were doing. She was really going in. I saw her in the background when she had like the microphone. She was like, I'm like, whoa.
Go nuts. And look at how short Cardi B is compared to Meg. That looks like a little dwarf. You probably can't even see it, but like, I love it. It was the best. And then, yeah, either way, sorry, my bad.
He got real hype. Dude, the 4th of July just happened. Did you do anything special? Did you do anything?
Yeah, so here's what I did. I'm having kind of a midlife crisis. I'm gonna be honest.
Dude,
it's like my 13th midlife crisis.
Swear you my 13th one, okay.
So I like to identify as a 24-year-old. Okay? Because really, if you don't have kids, your 30s are just like your 20s with just a little bit more money. You can agree with me on
Hopefully
that.
a little bit more wisdom too.
More wisdom, because I definitely don't have that much more money. But yes. Okay? And so my friends that were my age went up to a place in the mountains of Arizona. My parents have a place up there too, and they did like the whole family thing and yada, 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 right? It was awesome. I didn't go though because I love my friends and everything, but they're all married with kids. I'm a single guy. Like, I want to go have fun. So my other
wanna be a hoe?
friends, yeah, I mean, all right.
Just be honest.
So my other friends, though, that I hang out with are quite a bit younger, right? Because who's single and having fun right now? Not 35-year-olds, more like 25-year-olds. And sometimes like 22-year-olds, right? So, and I know them through jobs or whatever. So we ended up at West 6, which is like this super ritzy, razzle-dazzle, the high, the like super high buildings on Mill Avenue, right? Oh. Long story short, I just basically realized how old I was when I ended up at the West 6 pool. Definitely the only 30-year-old there for sure. We won't even say 35-year-old. And they're doing beer pong. It was a college. It was a dorm. Like, I thought I pulled up to a dorm. And I don't feel like the old guy a lot, but I felt like the old guy. When I'm ready to go home and they're getting ready to go out, I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. You know what I mean?
That's what you wanted to bring up?
I mean, I just kind of wanted to bring up that
you
I'm sad.
You wanted to bring up your midlife crisis?
Yeah, kind of my midlife crisis.
It'd be like that sometimes.
I did want to bring up, speaking of midlife crisis, this I'll transition to a sort of serious note here, but we'll take mental health check, okay? So it pops up on my feed a lot, but guys' mental health especially, I don't think we talk about it. I think dudes don't get the outlet, and sometimes it sounds like crybabies if we're talking about it, but I have told you a little bit about my past. I'm sure we'll get more into it as this podcast goes along, but before I was 30, I had been to over a dozen funerals. A lot of those, it was mostly drug related, but a lot of them were suicides. And so it's definitely, I've struggled with depression since I was little. And I had a chance to see an old friend of mine this last week.
Nice.
And it was good. It was good to see him. I hadn't seen him in probably 10 years. But unfortunately he had, kind of slipped back into old ways. And I was able to sort of play the older brother role, if you will, because right as I saw him, I basically asked him how he was doing. And instead of even like faking everything's great, get into it, it was just an instant, things have been super rough, and he just kind of unleashed it. And I could just see in his face. And it was good that I was able to talk to him, and I'm hoping, I've already told him if he needs anything to call me, go to some meetings, do any of that, but
that's awesome.
It's just this drug stuff, this fentanyl stuff that's going around, it's scary as fuck.
It's bad.
I'm lucky enough that I did most of my terrible stuff, even 7 years ago. I don't think it was even as bad as it is now, because there's no reason I should be alive if that was the case. And so I'm coming up. I just had the year anniversary of one of my best friends who we just had to, spread his ashes all over the place. So it's like, everybody, if you guys have an issue, call someone. Go to a meeting. Meetings are 24/7. The best thing I ever did was get rid of all the shitty friends. Surround yourself with people who want the best for you. I made sure that all of my friends and family know the signs. If I show up sweaty and it's cold, if my pupils are pinned out, if I'm itching, if I've ran out of money, like I've told them all of the signs just to make sure that I have put myself in a position to, stay sober and all that. So just, that's all I want to say. If you guys are having issues with any of that stuff, make sure to reach out to somebody, because life's short. We don't need to make it shorter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, very important stuff. No, I appreciate that you put that out. I don't know. Maybe we can figure out a way to put a couple numbers.
100%.
So this is our first actual video that we're going to actually be posting where you can actually see us. Hi, Mom. So with that being said.
From Modern Manor. Shout out to Modern Manor. I know we did that at the beginning, but.
Yeah, he's doing it again. You gonna know where the fuck we at.
Yeah, Modern Manor, Valentine Coffee, hell yes.
So yeah, maybe we'll put the number up.
100%.
Or something like that, or whichever number, because that is very much important. Mental health is a big thing, and it's funny that you mentioned that, because I come across mental health things kind of like in characteristic things, behavioral things, and I'm interested in that kind of shit too. I came up with this interesting one where it was like 6 key signs that you're in a toxic relationship with yourself.
Ooh.
I was like, ooh. So I want to go through this real quick, because some of these are like, I'm like, damn, do we do these? So we're gonna do a self-check.
All right.
We're gonna do a self-check right now.
I can already tell you, I bet I know what I am.
All right, so number 1, you frequently talk down to yourself and criticize things you do.
I'm getting better at it, but yeah. Like I said, I was a depressed little kid, so I had like the self-esteem of like a 6th grade girl cheerleader.
Okay, well, let's say,
so now I'm getting better.
Let's say within the last, say, 3 to 6 months.
Okay, I'm getting better.
So you're getting better with it?
I'm down 124 pounds. They probably don't know that, but So
That's awesome.
I'm in a new mindset now. So
good.
As of 7 months ago, we'll say, okay, I know the answer to that.
Okay.
I talk good about myself.
I mean, I will say I used to. I would say back in the day, I talk down to myself.
Yeah,
I would say I used to, but I would say not so much now.
No, 100%.
Not so much now. I can be critique. I can critique things sometimes a little too much.
I think age comes with a little bit more confidence comes with age too. When I hit 30, it was kind of like that Michael Scott. I was like, this is me now.
I feel like sometimes people get stuck in that rut of their life. Like when you were like bred in that early in your life and you're just always had low self-esteem, always had low.
Yeah.
I feel like the older you get, the more solidified it becomes for you.
It can be, yeah.
Because I've met some people that were of age, like they were older, that they still hold on to things that have been bothering them since like a child, and that sucks because you don't know how. Sometimes you don't know how to get through it.
Those people need to conquer some hardships.
Running the street naked, trust me, it'll make you feel so much better. Watch a bunch of people start running down the street naked.
Or that. And then the hardship that you can conquer is the indecent exposure ticket that you'll get from Phoenix PD.
Depends. If you got body, you might be able to get out that ticket. Second one, you ignore your own boundaries. I feel like that was a very interesting one.
What's like an example of that?
So an example, so it was saying like, if the rise of therapy speak has taught us anything, it's the importance of boundaries. Without boundaries, we can feel depleted, taken advantage of, taken for granted, or intruded upon.
I know, but how would I do that against myself?
I'm thinking maybe
I
it's
sabotage
something.
myself a lot.
Maybe it's like a boundary that you set for yourself. I'm guessing that it means like a boundary that you set for yourself that you went against it.
I mean, if
Like,
it's,
okay, like for instance, and I'm not trying to bring this up, but maybe like the drug thing.
Right.
Maybe that's a boundary for you, right? So I'm thinking if you frequently,
if I like
if
went
you
out of my way to
ignore
go
it-
to like a drug dealer's house and maybe
Or-
didn't even do drugs, but like, because that's one of my boundaries is I'm not going to surround.
Okay, well then,
you,
yeah.
You sit at a barbershop long enough, you're bound to get a haircut. You know what I mean?
True.
That's why I'm like, yeah, no. So, okay.
take the top off.
I think 100%. Okay.
That was probably a difficult one. I would say
Yeah,
that was a little
that
bit more of a
one's
difficult
tough.
one. But I will say,
I'm getting better with that though.
all right. Number 3, you struggle with self-care and putting your needs first.
100%.
That
I mean, I'm getting
am-
better at, but yeah.
I'm getting better at that, but damn, I tell you what, that is a struggle.
Dude,
And
I'm
I
an
feel like-
ex-childhood drug addict who then used food afterward instead of drugs. Of course, I've just fucking ravaged my body at this point. So,
I will
yeah.
say self-care, people, do self-care. I don't care who you are. This camera, do self-care. Do self-care. It is big. It's important. I will say that. And it's something that I'm learning to do more of. And I definitely appreciate it more because I'm one of those people that I will fucking just work myself into the ground. Like,
Yeah.
until I just can't no more. And that can be good sometimes, but that can definitely be a bad thing.
I'll do
at
like
times.
paralysis by analysis is what my friend calls it. And so
Oh, shit,
I'll,
you spit?
Yeah, 100%.
Wait, what did you just say?
So
Run that back.
paralysis by analysis. So
Explain.
I will overthink things. And then as I'm overthinking, I will
won't-
basically not do anything.
You won't do it, yeah.
And then I have
Okay.
like off the charts ADD. So like cleaning my apartment, that is my number one vice. Like I will leave. I will straight up, if I have to just literally just clean my kitchen, instead I will pack a go bag and I will fucking leave for the weekend. And as an adult, I need to be better, but like that's my one thing. It's like I walk in, I'll get overwhelmed with shit, and I'll be like, all right, well, first I need this, but damn, first I need to do that. But if I don't do that, and it just piles up, and I
yeah,
bounce.
that's a
So
rolling
paralysis
ball.
by analysis.
Okay, I like that. I like that phrase. I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't think I've ever heard it said that way.
Same with
before.
girls too. Like paralysis by analysis. This is what my buddy told me. He's like, bro, you're overthinking.
Oh.
He also
I was
told
like,
me
what?
he's the one that when I come to him with like trivial little issues, he's like, bro, the Milky Way galaxy is millions of light years big. None of this shit
Dude,
matters.
did you see the new pictures that NASA dropped?
Yeah, and it's like
I know
they
it's
keep
kinda
calling it a
nerdy.
new universe, but like
No, where they call it?
it
New
literally
universe?
said new universes. I'm like, isn't it all the universe and those are new galaxies? I don't
think it's
think
just- I think they're-
scientists know what the fuck they're talking about.
I
at
don't
all
know.
anymore.
I don't think they know what they're looking
It's
at.
all magic.
I looked at those pictures, bro, and I was like, I see a lot of lights. Like, I see a lot of different lights. Now,
Each-
there was a couple where you could see, like, some galaxies in there. Like, there was one picture where it was,
if
like,
it's the picture
5.
I'm thinking of, it was every dot that did not have the like runners on it, like the sparkles coming off. If it was just
Yeah.
a regular dot, was its own galaxy, and there were hundreds
Oh,
on
yeah, I
that
know.
one little picture. So it's like,
And people think that we're on this planet by ourselves.
well, yeah,
They think that we're the
aliens are
only
definitely
thing
coming.
alive. That's when I look at shit like that and I'm like, you're really stupid. Like, you're really stupid. I'm just gonna
saying,
be honest with you.
aliens are taking us out in the next 10 years. So everyone just empty your savings account and blow that shit. Go to Vegas.
I beg to differ, man.
something.
I feel like if aliens wanted to take us out, man, we'd be gone.
No, well, the aliens aren't going to take us out. The aliens are going to show up. We're going to take ourselves out.
I'm glad you said that because I actually came up with a
People are
theory.
dumb.
Me and my girl had a theory. I think so. I started watching Westworld. It's a
Hmm.
really weird show.
Literally, I would not, Westworld, I would make it on day one. As soon as I found out you can go to the saloon and they have an opium den
So you
And-
clearly have seen the show.
and gorgeous hookers for like 25 cents, I would. I'm just saying.
25 cents. Yeah,
if
that's
you're
where you
going
fucked
to a
up.
saloon, and what's that girl's name? The main one is gorgeous.
Maeve.
Maeve. You're telling me if you
Yeah,
went to
that's it.
Westworld and Maeve greeted you and would be
So
your lady, and then afterward or during you could just smoke Chinese opium, Bro, I wouldn't go anywhere else.
And I think that's basically what the point of the
100%.
show is, really.
Yeah, but
have
they,
you
like-
watched the whole thing?
Yeah, well, not. I'm like
Don't
two
tell me
seasons
anything
behind.
because
I'm 2 seasons behind, but
okay.
yeah. So
I'm on second.
okay.
So
Yeah.
we're probably about the same area because I think there's 5 seasons.
There's
altogether.
something. I'm still on like the western part.
Okay, got you. Still on that too, but
Because again, I just kept rewinding the opium and brothel part over and over again. I
of
was like,
course you did.
there it is.
But like we were watching that, and I'm like looking at how like they make all this world.
I just
happen.
realized my mom's gonna listen to this shit. My bad, Mom. Sorry.
Whoopsie. Hi, Mom. And we thought about it, and I was like, what if the aliens, like, what if we were put here as like, what if it was like a petri dish? Like, what if Earth was like a petri dish? They put us here, and now they're just waiting for us to kill each other off. Like, what if they're just waiting for us to die off, and we just so happen to still be here?
Here's the real
And
question.
I think that's why we see them, because I think that they're coming to check in, like, they're still alive over there.
Do you think
Are they
the
good?
alien scientist that put this petri dish together is winning awards or getting fired?
I think, honestly, that Earth is in the ghetto of the universe. I don't think aliens are. Do you notice that we always say we see aliens, but we never see them? They never land because this is the hood. It's just like, you're not going to go to Southside Chicago and just go in the middle of the hood. You're not going to do it because you're like, probably shouldn't go over there.
If I call you, because you're from Chicago, I'm gonna be like, I need to drive through O Block.
Yes.
I want one picture in front of the
Yes,
King
I
Kong.
can take you. But what I'm saying is they're not going to land, bro. I think that we're in the hood of the, like, people are like, yo, stay away from Earth. I told you about going over there by Earth.
It's like
Don't
one of
go
those
over
where
to
you
the Milky Way.
You
The
don't
Milky Way.
stop at the red lights. by Earth.
Right. Don't stop at the Milky Way. Keep going. Keep fucking going.
I was
There's
so
nothing
oblivious
there.
to that. When I lived in LA, I got in trouble for my drivers. All my drivers are from like that area, and they like Compton, Inglewood, Watts, all the places that you've heard of. And I would leave at like 1 a.m, just blaring rap music, windows down. I got lost on Gage. They found out where I was the next day and literally yelled at me. They were like, "Don't stop at stoplights in those neighborhoods. Get the fuck out of there. People are gonna
Get
think
ran
you're
up
either
on."
insane or a cop." So they're like, "You're probably good, but don't do that again." You're probably right. Earth is definitely
It's in the hood, man, because humans are fucked.
Earth's the Maryvale of the galaxy. I'm into that though. That's
Okay.
dope.
I just think that humans are just like such a flaw. Like the more I see stuff, I'm like, we're such a flawed species. I really think we were like an experimental mistake.
Yeah.
Like they're just like, okay, well, we know we fucked them up, so let's just see how long that they're gonna last.
The alien theory probably makes more sense than, have you heard of the stoned ape theory? The stoned
no.
ape theory basically states
Don't get
that-
too sciencey on me.
Well, it says that basically, because you know the theory that we came from apes, right?
Oh,
but
yeah.
there's nobody that can like really say like, well, how do we make that jump, right? Well, the stoned ape theory is that a group of apes essentially started eating magical mushrooms, whether it be on accident or whatever, and started kind of tripping out, and then with that, the psilocybin kind of over time changed their brains, became a little bit more complex. And that is how they basically think it came about. It sort of makes sense.
So it's like the trans. I don't. That
There's-
sounds like something that somebody on drugs came up with.
Yeah, because there actually is like there's jaguars in like the South American jungle that eat, I think it's like the ayahuasca plant or whatever plant they use to make ayahuasca. And there's videos, it was on Joe Rogan, of like the jaguars will sit there and they're just tripping balls staring up at the sky. So animals definitely get high.
Oh yeah, we know that. Fucking pandas. They just eat that hibiscus shit or whatever.
They eat bamboo.
No, whatever. Oh, then it might not be pandas. I think it's another animal. But whatever they eat it like all the fucking time. It's because they get high. Oh, I think it's koalas.
Koalas with eucalyptus.
Yes, the
But
eucalyptus. They actually
I
get a
didn't
high
know they
effect
got
from
high.
that.
I just thought it was.
No, they get high from it.
Do you know that koalas have to eat their mom's poop when they're babies?
Koalas are gross. That I found out,
to
and
make the eucalyptus digestible.
I'm mad about that because I found out. See, I used to like
They're
koalas
gross, dude.
until I found out that koalas are really gross.
They have
and
all
they
have,
carry
like,
STDs.
syphilis. Yeah, they all have, like, syphilis
Right,
and
like
shit.
how? I'm like, what?
Yes, dude.
That's so fucking
They're
wild.
grimy as fuck.
You know how I know we got ADD? Because we totally got off that list.
Oh yeah.
So we were on 3.
Oh yeah.
Damn,
Oops.
we only had like 3 more, man.
All right, my bad.
No, because I like these. I'm like, we're going through them, and so
That proves our boundaries were not being set.
Good. See, you're learning. We're all learning. It says you engage in an unhealthy coping strategy.
100%. Drugs and food.
Drugs and
drugs, food, and sex. Those are the easiest ways to,
Are those unhealthy?
if you use them unhealthily. If I'm sad and I resort to drugs, sex, or food, which is literally the coping method of pretty much all addicts, It's not healthy. If I have sex or if I eat or if I do a drug recreationally, that's obviously not unhealthy. But if I'm doing said things not because I'm hungry, not because I want to have a good time, not because I care about the person, if I'm doing it just because I'm sad, those are unhealthy.
Ooh,
Because
okay.
chances are if I'm using sex, I'm going to not have sex with somebody I care about. It's going to be some random ass girl that
gonna be on
is
some
maybe
hoe shit.
100% and
Come here, bitch.
not doing hell, not practicing safely, if you will say. Most of the time, if you're just doing stuff like reactive stuff
being
like
reckless
that,
is what you're saying.
reckless. Also, if I'm using food, I'm not getting celery sticks. I'm getting a fucking deep dish pizza delivered to me and Jersey Mike's. And if I'm doing drugs, I'm not doing a little drugs. The last time I did drugs, I screwed up. We'll just say I almost caught the dragon. And anybody that has done opiates knows what I mean about that, but you're always chasing the dragon, and
What the fuck that is?
I did not like it. Yeah, it was just like,
I know Unleash the Dragon by Cisco.
yeah, no, that's a good song though. It's a
know
good
about that
song.
shit?
It's a good song.
Yo, that's why I said Unleash
Cisco
the
thong
Dragon.
song changed my life. 8th grade.
It changed everybody's
All
life.
the girls started wearing thongs, and we were like, "This is the best."
I've always wanted to float on top of bitches like he did in the video.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
He was just floating. He was just floating. I like
Kinda
that.
wish I had hair,
He
so
was
I
always
had
doing some weird
Cisco
karate shit.
hair,
in his-
too.
You said what?
I said I kind of wish I had hair so I could do my Cisco hair again.
Oh,
too.
the silver thing? You do it to your beard, bro. Change it up. Number 5.
All right,
You
number
thrive on drama and chaos. Not so much. I don't
No,
thrive on that.
I like watching drama. I don't like to be involved in it. So yeah, no.
But you're not. But see, I feel like watching, and there's a difference. Watching, you're just being a spectator. Thriving on it, I feel like you know how those people are. It's just
No.
like they want to be in the fucking mix.
I
Like,
sort of thrive in chaos. Like all my other friends, well, my friends call me Peter Pan because I'm like I'm basically like I have the
That's
responsibilities
usually
of
using
a child. I like
Oh,
wake
okay.
up whenever they're all married with kids, so they have like to wake up and like do shit. I can wake up whenever the fuck I want. I wake up on my days off and I do whatever I want.
Oh, he sounds very happy about that. So then the last one then will be you can really be hard on yourself and feel like nothing you do is good enough.
Yeah, 100%.
That one definitely smacked me in the face because I
Yeah.
was like, ooh, mi corazón. How you know me like that?
Yeah.
You shouldn't know me like that. That's not.
But all those seem pretty normal. If you're not doing any of those things, if you're not like a little hard on yourself and you just think you're the shit, like you're probably worse.
You think that's all normal though? I don't think that that's normal. I don't think it should be normal. If it is normal, that's the problem.
Yeah, but why do you think so many white people are in therapy? Of course that's normal. Of course I think that's normal.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because y'all are allowed to have that. Y'all are allowed to have mental issues. Ooh, who said that out loud? Damn.
We have a lot of mental issues though.
Who does?
White people. I feel like
And
everybody.
black people don't.
No, they do.
We live in
You guys-
America. That's
you
the
guys
first
just
part.
don't talk about it. But
We can't talk about it. The minute we do is
I think that's
race
changing.
card,
though.
race
I
card.
feel like the stigma is changing though. As far as like we said, mental health.
You speaking from that seat.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I'm moving
That's all
around
I'm gonna say.
uncomfortably, as you can see.
Yeah, you are moving around all uncomfortably. It's just like how people can't accept that the one guy, the black dude, is Captain America now. To the point where
Wait,
Captain
are people freaking out about that?
They really are, dude. It was so bad to the point where Chris Evans had to get on his Twitter. There was a media outlet that was really acting like they didn't know who Captain America was. It was like, who's gonna be Captain America now? Like, blah, blah, blah. And everybody's like, what the hell? Chris Evans actually responded to him, was like, Sam, I forgot his fucking last name, but it was like, Sam so-and-so is Captain America. Like, he just, period.
Yeah,
But the
see-
fact that he has to come in and say that, that's sad to me because people just,
Why did they change Captain America?
that's part of the storyline.
Oh, it is?
It's part of the Marvel storyline. Now, that part I can't explain to you. You have to talk to my girl.
Because like if
She
we're
does
gonna
the Marvel
change
thing.
races on any
No, this
movie
wasn't- no,
character,
this was not one of
It
those-
should have been James Bond, and it
James
should have been
Bond? Oh.
Idris Elba.
We still on that?
Yes,
No,
Idris
I'ma
Elba
tell you
should be
why.
James Bond. It shouldn't be a lady James
Okay.
Bond.
Okay, I will say that sounds cool. My problem is I'm kind of tired of the whole like, let's take something that's already out and just turn it into something else. It seems like you're trying to appease
Like Buzz
people.
Lightyear being gay.
Right, stuff like that. I feel
You
like
should
that's
just
trying,
make
like
a
you're
gay
trying to
character.
appease people at
Yes.
this point. I don't want a black Bond. I don't want a female James Bond. I want a completely different fucking character. Why don't we just start a whole new universe
Yeah,
or
like
whatever?
it should
like,
be 009, not 007. If
not
James
even,
Bond's
yeah,
out.
but it should be a totally different just entity altogether, like Black Adam.
yeah.
Like what the
Or
Rock
Black
is doing with
Panther.
Black Adam. That's a whole nother character. That's
is The
not-
Rock even black?
He is.
He's
No, he is.
Polynesian.
He's Polynesian and black.
I heard him drop the N-word in a
Because he can
thing.
do that. He cool with what?
But is he
Who
black?
gonna check the rock?
But no one. He was right next to Kevin. He was right next to
Like,
Kevin
who's
Hart
gonna
too.
check the rock?
But-
I'm not gonna say nothing. You can say it all day, man. You can do what you do.
Here's the, yeah. I heard somebody at, I'll just say one of my jobs, who is not white, but he is definitely not black, drop the N-word in front of me and then 2 other black guys, and I was like,
So what happened?
nothing. But they definitely, the 2 black guys kind of looked at each other like, did he really just? And the context, I mean, it doesn't matter to
He
me.
wasn't
in the
singing a song,
context,
was
but- No, he was not singing a Mike Jones song, which I immediately was like, well, that's bullshit. But no, that's weird.
Yes.
That's weird to me. I don't like that word. It's dumb, but I understand it's vernacular in some groups. White people and non-black people, I feel like, should probably not be saying that.
Well, you said it, not me. So there you have it, people. I mean, I don't really know what else to add to that, to be super honest with you, because you pretty much said it.
I mean, so you agree with me?
Yeah, I agree with you.
All right.
I feel like there should definitely be, like, because I mean, out of all the words in the language that we could say, why that? Like, why are you so pressed? Like, why are you so
100%.
hyped? You just have to say, like, I have to say this, and then what happens? Then what happens? You turn to Goku? Like, what?
I was not a fan.
I don't
did not
get it. Like,
and
it's-
he's gonna have to really work his way back up in my good graces.
That's a pressed issue, for sure. But you know what? Fuck all that shit. I want to talk about, dude. So Nintendo is having issues with trying to make a follow-up system. Now, I see why, because they always got to do like some kind of like gadgetry thing. I don't know if you play games like that or not, or if you're into
I
systems.
used to. Yeah, I was an Xbox guy. I have a Switch.
I have a Switch too, so I'm not
handheld
like
one.
I wouldn't call myself a gamer like that anymore, but I definitely pay attention. Like I was a gamer when I was younger. As I got
Right.
into adult world, I kind of like fell off of it. But here's my
Sad.
thing: do you feel like it's gonna be hard to like follow up the Switch? I think. Go ahead.
I think that they're all duping us because if you're old enough to remember, the Switch came out like 25 years ago. It was called Sega Game Gear.
Oh my god. I
So,
hear what you're
yeah,
saying, but
I think
to make it into a whole console is different.
yeah, that's
And it
true.
does
I mean,
work.
You can always make the graphics better. I didn't believe that. I remember thinking N64 was going to be the greatest graphics ever.
Ooh, for real.
When they told me, they're like, no, it's going to be better. I was like, bro, better than these octagon-faced characters I'm seeing right here? Like, there's 100%
Right.
no way it can look
Everybody's
better.
like smoothed out now.
Yeah, and now
Now
they
I
have
feel
like
like they have-
hairs on their face. I'm like, it's
See,
ridiculous.
like every
Yeah.
follicle. Honestly, I don't feel like they can't go anywhere else with graphics now. Only because our eyes can only handle so much resolution. When you get to 8K
Yeah, that's true.
and all that shit, like, bro, you're not gonna see a difference.
GTA
you're really
could
not.
probably improve the strip club visuals maybe a little bit, but
have some OnlyFans links on
I
it.
mean, you know, whatever.
But here's
we put
what
a
I
man
think.
on the moon. I think you can make it a little bit clearer inside the GTA strip club. Okay.
How about they just make GTA 6 and stop fucking around? There's
Oh yeah.
that.
By the way, and did you see that they're basically just like talks that they're basically just re-releasing the same fucking game that they have the last 5 years?
Which
Like
one?
first I've
What,
heard
Red
that
Dead?
No, the GTA. They just keep doing expansion packs.
Oh no, they shelved everything. Now
Okay.
they're working on GTA 6, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Because Saints Row is about to come out.
Oh nice.
Saints
All right.
Row, you know that's like their biggest
Yep.
competitor as far as similarity in games. And bro,
100%.
the shit that they've done with this game is definitely giving GTA a run for their money. And now that but they've already dropped. I know this is gamer stuff right at this point, but like they just dropped like their boss thing where you can create like your person and your crew or whatever, and you can do like all kinds of crazy
Like in
ass
Red
fucking-
Dead. where you
Yeah,
have,
but this
like-
is like even beyond that, dude. Like the modifications that you can do on here are very detailed, very descriptive, like down to like small details. They released that before they even released the game. That's how detailed this game is
okay.
going to end up being. So now I think Rockstar is shaking in their boots a little bit because they've been living off of
That's
GTA
good,
5
yeah.
for like 5 years,
They're
6
way
years.
too comfortable right now.
Exactly.
yeah.
So now they have announced that they're shelving every other project that they've announced to work on GTA 6.
It's just like Madden. Maddens get lazy as fuck too. They haven't changed that game.
The only
in
thing
10
they
years.
change is the people on the team. It's like the people.
I think they got in trouble 2 years ago. They didn't even change like the numbers. Like in the 2021 version, it still said 2020, and it was like, yo, this is the same.
Yeah,
game.
and I never understood why people bought. I feel like if you're gonna be a fan of the sports games, buy every other year.
Yeah.
Don't buy like the next year. Like if you get the 2022, don't go and get the 23.
Well, they need to get
like,
Madden off the monopoly because they need to have
Well, he's
that
dead
other
now.
people-
That's not gonna happen.
Right, but they need to allow other football games. Like
True.
Blitz.
Oh, do you think that's the reason that they don't have other? They got other football games. don't
NFL, so it can't be NFL because there is it's
shit.
exclusive contract. That's why that's why like we used to be able to play, you know, they had NFL 2K and they had Madden. Well, there's no NFL 2K anymore. It's just Madden.
they? Damn, you're right. Damn, I didn't even notice that. God damn. Okay, well, so back to the Switch.
Okay, yeah.
I think that Nintendo's problem with trying to figure out why they can't come up with a new system is because they're always trying to think about how to make it a gimmicky thing. Like the Wii was the wireless, like you can do this shit, and everybody was like liking that.
Yep.
Now they came out with the Switch, which is the cool thing about that is it's like it's portable. You can put it on a TV or you can take that shit with you. I feel like at that point they need to stop. They stopped at a good point. I feel like now they just need to make that system better. Better graphics, faster processor, better screen, better games. I feel like the biggest thing is graphics. If you can you imagine playing Mario Kart with like PS5 style graphics?
Well, what they need to do is they just need to climb onto this VR train, like with the
VR
Oculus.
is the
Like
shit.
as soon as you put Oculus on, if I could put a
I have one. I fucking
Nintendo
love
style headset on, and I am sitting
They already did that.
in the Mario Kart. They have that already?
You remember Virtual Game Boy?
Yeah, but it wasn't the same. Yeah, it wasn't the same. That's what I'm saying. Like
really
I once,
bad.
It's just like, have you ever been to Mavericks over in Scottsdale? They have this it's like what we wanted back in the 90s. You put a headgear on, you're in a big room, and then all of a sudden they turn it on, and it's like you are fighting aliens. You're running, you're going.
That's what I do at home.
It's the coolest thing ever.
I have one. I have an Oculus.
I've been to your house. I just thought the wildest, most chaotic thing ever of you just running around with a headset on at your place.
Oh, I shoot motherfuckers in the
That
face,
would be,
bro.
yo, your
That shit is
neighbors
fun as
probably
shit.
hate you.
Oh, dude, I don't give a fuck. I've had motherfuckers put their hands up like, I'm just here. Like, I'm not trying to, I'm like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear that
Hell
shit.
yes. All right, good.
So, oh man, I'm looking at the time. Listen, we don't want to hold y'all anymore. We've invited you into our conversation. Hopefully y'all got something out of it. I feel like we talked about a bunch of
Bro,
different
at the
things.
very least, they know about Mocha Fest.
Mocha Fest.
Shout out Mocha Fest and
No,
Kelly
Mocha
Rowland.
Fest 2023, we coming for you. No, you know what I'm really trying to get into? One last thing. What I'm really trying to get on is Swim Thick.
What's that?
Man.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I forgot. We can't end it. I had a friend tell me why it's called Olive Skin.
Oh, yeah. Okay, guys. So, okay.
And it was
so,
a white girl with 2 black kids and a black husband. So I'm like, what a perfect well-rounded
So let's
person
run
to
this
tell me
back.
about
I'm
this.
glad you said this. So let's run this back. So with the olive skin, he's about to bring up this olive skin thing. So in the first episode, I asked him, why the fuck do white people say that they have olive skin? He tried to explain it. He did horrible.
Yeah,
it was
not
hilarious though.
Sorry, whites. I did us no good.
Blame it on the whites. So because he didn't explain it right, you know, people listen to our podcast. We got an actual answer for it that
100%.
actually makes a whole lot more fucking sense. Can
Way
you
more
please
sense.
explain?
All right,
Let the people know.
So, and it also kind of solidifies my pink nipple, brown nipple thing. I'm just letting you know, okay?
Well, as long as it
But
backs
the
it up,
two-
because
yeah,
it
the
sounded
two
a lot
types
better
of
than the way you
whites.
said
Yeah.
it.
So the reason it's called olive skin is because unlike like Irish or English, i.e. pink nipple whites, who burn in the sun, we ripen and darken in the sun like a fucking olive.
And
You
there
see
it
this?
is.
Look at that beautiful olive skin.
See, that's where I think
If you
it's.
compare it to my thigh, the camera can't see it, but you can see it.
I think that's where the fuck up happens though, because you say, okay, so they're using the olive as like a description, so to speak, of how you tan.
Yeah.
But you don't have olive skin, and that's I think it's the way it's said.
If I went
It's
in the
why-
sun for a week, I would have olive skin. I would be, no joke, I would be almost as dark as you.
You're gonna be.
100%.
What olive you know is brown?
Kalamata.
Okay, shut up. You know, I thought about that right after
Bro, I was gonna say,
said
dude,
it,
come
I'm
on.
like, fuck.
Come on.
God damn it. All right, well, fuck you. So we're going to end it on that note, God damn it. Now you guys know what olive skin means. I know what it means now, I guess. So with that being said,
Thanks, shout out Sam. Thanks, Sam.
Big shout out to Sam. We appreciate you. And hey, guys, listen to us. We got our socials up now.
Yep.
So Instagram, you can find us on t.m.g.podcast.
Same on TikTok.
Oh, we got the TikTok now.
We'll have some clips and stuff up on
We'll have some stuff on there. We are growing, so just stick with us. We got more stuff, as you can see. We coming up. We got the new studio now, so we are definitely gonna be bringing you guys more and more stuff. The more you guys listen, share it, comment. Please let us know what you think about stuff. We will respond, as you can see. Sam, perfect example. So keep up that shit. Please check us out, share us. We love you guys for listening. We appreciate everybody that has been listening and showing us love.
Absolutely.
With that being said, man, I ain't got nothing else, man. Just 2 fingers.
No, 100%.
Peace. Shit.
Love you guys.
Oh, you gotta say bye to your camera?
Peace.
Yeah.